Hey, what's going on? What's going on, everyone? Second week of 2020. This is Street Trading here, about to kick off another week, second week of the new year, kicking off here January 6th, weekly watch list here. Let's get into it. Obviously, last week, we had some pretty heavy news coming out of the Middle East. Obviously, U.S. Uh, deploying that airstrike on Iran. So, there's some retaliation, brewing. There was a huge sell-off in the market last week, but obviously, Street took advantage of those, the emotional panic selling and scooped up, reloaded their shares and brought prices back up pretty much where they were pre-strike. So, the overall, there was a lot of opportunity to scoop up some nice shares, pushing prices higher. We obviously this morning we have a little bit of selling pre-market, but we do not think that's going to continue. We may have a little maybe right at the bell, but we're looking for price to push higher in today's session and this week as well. Obviously, again, there's going to be some retaliation. Well, trying anyway from the Middle East, but not sure that all sectors are going to get hit. So just be prepared. Protect yourself, obviously, on the downside. If you see obviously a particular sector getting squeezed. That being said, we're going to kick it off. We got a few new securities that we're going to be looking at this week, adding to what we were trading the last few months of 2019. So let's kick it off with AXSM. They've obviously had a nice, pretty solid run for quite a while, past maybe 4 weeks, 5 weeks. But we saw some pretty nice selling, some profit taking, obviously, the last couple of days of last week. So we're going to be bearish for AXSM for this week. We like it to the 80 level, down here at 80, 85 level. We're looking for some continued profit taking. Obviously, shorts are stepping in now, bringing this price lower to this demand zone. So we like the 85 level price target for this week's session. And again, any opportunity to the downside, this is an hourly chart, by the way, any opportunity to the downside, we will be mitigating for sure any pullbacks to VWAP. I'm going to switch to a 50-minute chart here. Next up, we got Boeing, BA. So obviously, as you can see, they came down, sold off to a strong zone on the 16th, 17th, 18th, holding, kind of dance around right here. We like that, it's kind of dipping down to that zone to, obviously add to the position. So again, that we're seeing some pre-market selling. It needs this level here needs to hold. We like the little pullback to this level pre-market, but again, it needs to hold. If it does, then we like it to the 340 level. So we have another 10, 11, 12 point run again once this level holds, which we anticipate it does. So we're going to be bullish on Boeing going into this week's session. INCY, they got hit on phase 3 failure trials. So obviously they sold off obviously on Friday. We think this thing's not done. We think it's going to be coming down to this low 70 level, 72, 73, 74. Right now it's trading 77.45. Again, this last Friday's gap down high needs to hold, and we're looking obviously at this thing's peeling down right now. So if this continues to peel down, breaking obviously the low of the afternoon session on Friday, we're going to continue to land this thing and take it down to this low 70 level. So we're going to be bearish for INCY for this week's session. Netflix coming down to this demand zone. We like it. We like this obviously move pre-market. We're gonna be bullish on these guys. Sitting in this zone, it needs to defend, which we think it will. We like that it's going to be holding this level pre-market. We want to see this bounce, and if the bounce holds, and we like it to that 335, 336 level. OKTA, kind of a solid bounce we saw last week. Again, not too much to go on these guys, but we are going to be bullish for OKTA. If it can hold this 117, 116, 115 level at the very least, and have this bounce, then we anticipate this supply zone going to get taken out and continue to trade higher. So we wait to see how it's going to perform in this zone, and obviously once it cracks and pulls back, give our first initial test that holds the upside. We're going to see this thing pushing higher, at least to the high 120 125, 126, 127 overall price target for this week. Price target. Roku, same situation. We want to see these guys hold pre-market where it's bouncing at right now. If this does hold, we like it definitely up to the zone 146, 147, 148. So we have another, roughly 10-ish points for this week's session. But again, this level needs to hold. So we're just going to wait and see how pre-market wraps up and how the bell kicks off. And if obviously pre-market highs gets taken out and we start to trade higher, then definitely going to step in and mitigate to the north side. Shopify, SHOP. We like these guys. Again, all final odds. We don't think it belongs up here, but our opinion is irrelevant, as we always say. We definitely see 400 going to get claimed again. Right now, obviously 399.92. It's in this zone. It's holding in this demand zone from last 2 weeks actually. So this holds 400. Looking at 415 to 420 for our overall price target. But again, this level needs to hold right here. We anticipate the holding. Once it does, we see a nice solid 15 to 20 point run for this week's session in Shopify. I'm going to wrap it up with the trade desk. It's coming up on that supply, right? So, it's selling off a little bit pre-market. We anticipate a little more selling. We like it to at least to the low 260s to hold. We want to come down a little bit further if it holds. If it does come down and holds, then obviously we're definitely going to step in. We can definitely see these guys claiming 300 this month. This week, obviously not. We don't anticipate that yet. But there was a lot of absorption down here at the kick of the new year last week. So we have some serious buyers pushing this thing higher. So we like 300 overall. But we're looking at least to the 280 for the initial target for this week. So we got obviously another 11, 12 points to go. So that's what we got, guys. We got 8 going on. We have a few more that we weren't trading last month, but we're gonna be taking some securities in and out for the remainder of January, and go from there. But obviously we're being patient with our entries. We're putting weekly positions on. That's our focus moving forward. So, obviously we may or may not get into a position today, but these are what we're looking at for the remainder of the week of January 6th. January 6th through the 10th, 11th, whatever it is, 12th. Anyway, guys, listen, any question, reach out to us. As always, what we always tell you, be patient with price, be patient with setups, and respect your stops. You're wrong, cut your losses, conserve your capital. Take a step back, reevaluate your thesis. If you're right, hop back in. Big picture everything, guys. Big picture everything. All right, listen, have a great day in the markets. Have a great week in the markets. If you guys have any questions, reach out to us. All right, later. Remember to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of our trading videos.